So how to trade Bitcoin in 2021. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be teaching you a very simple but effective strategy on how you can trade Bitcoin in 2021. This is something that I've used and tested and works very well, and I want to fully share this with you guys. It's very effective. It's simply using trend lines and breakouts. You have to stay very patient. However, when Bitcoin is trending as it has been, which I'm going to show you, it's very effective, and the percentages you can get from trading just this simple trend line and breakout is very good. So let's jump on the charts and I will show you guys that. So if you guys don't already know, my name is Aaron and I share lots of forex trading tips on YouTube. I'm going to be doing YouTube a lot more, sharing more forex and, like you can see, cryptos and just all sorts of trading advice for you guys. I don't simply just trade forex. I like to dabble in all sorts of trading aspects. So I'll be sharing a lot more on YouTube, so I'd really appreciate if you're new here to subscribe, smash that like button, and let's get straight into trading. So guys, be sure to stay to the end because I'm going to be doing some projections of where I actually think Bitcoin is going next and where I think it's going to be next moving in 2021 before we have the next big swings. So be sure to stay to the end where I'm going to share that. So as Bitcoin is a very hot topic at the minute, I wanted to jump on here and show you guys how to trade Bitcoin with a very simple but effective strategy, and how I've been able to trade Bitcoin and share it with my community. So this is trades that I had on. So this one I am still holding. This one I have closed the majority of my position on. In terms of risk to reward, this was a total of 142 risk to reward. So risking 1% to make 142. In total of Bitcoin came up to plus 118%. So an insane move to catch trading this very simple element. And I've been doing this for way further back. And the way to do this is very simple. So even if you don't have a lot of experience trading Bitcoin or trading in general, you'll be able to understand how this works. So the only thing we want to look for here is breakouts of counter trends to follow the overall trend. So you can see when we have these big moves up, these small pullbacks here, these are sort of counter trend going against the overall big move. And we want to learn when this counter trend is going to end so we can catch the next big impulse. So when price was around this region, I was looking to take longs on Bitcoin. However, I'm not looking to jump in long at any minute. This was already at an all-time high. So some people were saying it was risky, some people were saying it was smart. Regardless, for me, it was worthwhile, and this is what I wanted to get involved in. So what I saw was this sort of counter trend coming on down here. Like we have this, so we have this lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So in order for me to catch the next impulsive move up, if that was going to happen, what I wanted to see was a change of trend and a breakout of this current counter trend. So what I had on was this trend line coming down here, okay? So we have this 1, 2, 3, and then an impulsive breakout, rejection, an impulsive move back up. I didn't actually quite catch it here, and the reason I didn't want to take it here, because if I take it along, say, although the risk to reward would still be absolutely fantastic, I wanted to wait for some sort of impulse after we had rejected this trend line. So once we break out of the trend line and we have the rejection, I want to wait for an impulse, wait for the pullback, and then this is where you want to get involved. And this is exactly what I did and where I took long. So after we had this breakout, rejection, I waited for the move up to confirm. We broke this high, pulled back down. Here's where I entered longs. My stop loss was below this low and looking to continue to riding this overall trend. So if I just delete this off and put back on the exact position I had, okay? So that's the position I had. Once we broke out, retested, impulsed up, pulled back, took a long, rest off these lows. So my stop loss was below this low, because if we had broken back down and taken out these lows, then I'd want to be out of the trade, because it clearly tells me that longs aren't ready to go. So that's how I entered that trade. It was very simple, and it's a very simple strategy where if you have the patience, you can catch incredible moves on Bitcoin. This happens throughout the whole time where we've been trending in this bullish trend. So if we skip on price, we can see that's the impact of Bitcoin when you have these counter trend lines. You get that 1, 2, 3 touches minimum, so it's confirmed as a strong trend line. So when we get the break, it's more confirmed. And when we do get the break, we want to wait for the retest. And on the retest, we want it to be some nice clear rejections, an impulsive move, pull back down. That's where you want to pull the trigger and get involved with longs. If we had taken longs just off here, after we haven't kind of impulsed up, then this could easily be a fake out of a trend line, and we could have rolled back over, as at this point here, we hadn't taken out these highs. So for a lot of people, this could have just been seen as a level of resistance, okay? Something like that. So rejection, rejection, pulled back down, broke. So we created a new high, pulled back down to create a new lower high, and then bang, pushed up really, really impulsively. So again, guys, this is looking back at Bitcoin back in November before we had that, again, massive, massive impulsive move up. So we had this trend line coming on like this down here, okay? 1, 2, 3, push away, and here we come up. We break this trend line, we retest, we push up, we break this high, and then we pull back down. Once we pull back down, this is where we want to be getting involved with the longs. And you could have your stop loss somewhere below these lows and look to play this back up. You could have a first take profit here, or you could continue to ride this up to all-time highs, even into this 20K region. In terms of risk reward, risking 1% per trade, this would have banked you a total of 10%. Bitcoin itself from this bullish move would have been 18.7, and then to play it up to all the way into the 40 region where we currently are, it would be an insane move. But this is just to show you how simple this strategy of waiting for these breaks and retests of these counter trend lines to look to get involved. So again, another fantastic example of Bitcoin when we're looking to play this for the next big move up. 4-hour time frame. I've just done it on 30-minute, now going back to the 4-hour. You can do this on whichever time frame where you spot these ones. Really, really nice. We've got this here, 1, 2, 3, third touch of the trend line. Once we break out, we want to look for longs. If we don't break out, then we just stay away and we let Bitcoin do its thing until it's ready. So let's skip this on until we break out. There we go. So a really nice breakout, retest, retest, another retest, and this is where we want to look to get long, or if we want to be safe. So let's wait for that push up, wait for the pull back down, and then we'll look to get involved. Okay, perfect. So now we've broken out. We want to wait for the retest, the pull back down. If we didn't catch, let's be safe. If we didn't catch longs from here or here, now we've pushed back up. So we've had the confirmation that the buyers are able to take control and now start to push this back up. Now that we've had that breakout, where are we going to pull back to? Well, let's understand that. What we can also do is start stacking up confluences. So what can we also see? We can draw this across here and see we've got this nice level of support, broke, resistance, resistance, broke. What do we want to see next? We want to see it come back down, test and hold as support, for then have that continuation back down. So let's look for that. But let's also, now that we're creating this new trend, let's sort of see that we get this low, higher high, higher low, higher high, come down for a higher low, and then to have that continuation and impulsive move back to the upside. So let's keep that in mind and also take advantage of adapting another trend line. So we got this 1 point here, and we got this 2nd point here. If we can pull back down anywhere to around this region where we've got this level of support, and this trend line is a really, really good confluence for us to look to get involved with a long position. So let's skip price on. So there, really nice, holding as support, showing us that this is a really, really good level to buy from. Okay, there. That for me there is good enough for me to want to get involved with the long position. So let's put my entry there, and I'm going to put my stop loss below this low just to be safe and be conservative. And when we're playing this back up to the new all-time highs and even higher, the risk to reward is very much worth it. So I'm more than happy to have a slightly bigger stop loss in this scenario. So there, perfect. Rejected our trend line, rejected that support absolutely beautifully. So let's skip it on. How well price continued this bullish trend of where we're still creating these lower highs, now creating a higher high, and continued this impulsive move. Maybe we can also draw a trend line on again to see how we are now running across this trend. It's always good to adapt with the markets, and we can see we've got this 1, 2, 3. Another entry here would have been absolutely fantastic. Target these round significant levels. So you got the 30,000 region there, where you could take a decent amount of profit. That's a 44% risk to reward, only risking 1% per trade. Or if you're trading Bitcoin for investments, then Bitcoin came up to a total of 70%, and then to these highs came up to a total of 135. So if you played this all the way up, 135%, risking 1% per trade, 78%. This one here was a total of 142%, simply trading a counter trend line, a break, a retest, risk off the lows, and look to play this up for a massive, massive move. So just by looking at the charts now, guys, hopefully you backtest this a lot more and try it out for yourselves, but it's so clear to see how easy these really are. Look, 1, 2, breakout, retest, and bang, massive, massive push back up. And it happens time and time again. You'll be able to spot this when we're trending again. So clear. Look at this, counter trend line, breakout, retest, go long for massive, massive plays back up. I mean, it's so clean, it's so simple, but it's so effective. It saves you not only jumping in trades too quick, but actually waiting for that confirmation where you do get these breakouts, and then you can look to have these plays back up. So just for transparency purposes, here is a screenshot of where I sent this move to the Telegram. So I sent this to the free Telegram group where we had this again, look, 1, 2, 3, broke out, retested, and then said to look for long. So free Telegram group posted this back on the 14th of December. So just to show you guys that, yeah, it's very easy for me to look back and say, okay, look, you could have gone here, you could have gone here. I actually took these trades and I actually shared them for free. So feel free to check that out if you want to check it out, but more importantly, back test this for yourself. Learn how to do it for yourself, because it's very simple and very clean when we get these breakout and retest to just enter long. So many opportunities when we're trending. When we are as we are right now, it's not so easy, but you have to stay patient. And when you catch these insane moves where you're making hundreds of % return, you don't need to look to get involved with the markets every single move. You just wait until we're trending, wait until we have a counter trend, and then we have a breakout. So if you want to look to get in Bitcoin long again, you could have this coming down here. Once we break out and retest of this, then you can look to take Bitcoin for another massive bull run. So guys, that's essentially the strategy. You want to find these moves after an impulsive move, find a counter trend, draw the counter trend line, wait for the breakout and the retest, look to get involved, and then you can catch these insane moves. So before we end the video, as promised, I want to share with you guys my thoughts on Bitcoin and where I think Bitcoin is going next. So what's next for Bitcoin? Where's Bitcoin going in 2021? Well, I'm actually short now on Bitcoin from the simple fact that we had broken and retested that 40,000 region. But more importantly, this is the strategy that I just showed you works exactly the same when we're looking to take sells as well. So this is what I had here. I had this trend line. It's not as clean as the previous examples. However, the principles are the exact same. We have this uptrend move and we actually broke it, retested, and then pushed away. So once we broke this trend line and retested here, I was looking for signs that we were going to go short. And what I waited for was an impulsive move down. So we had this impulse down, broke that 40,000 region again, retested where I then went short, put my stop loss above the highs, and then looking to play it down, which I am still holding. What an even nicer entry would have been is taking this trend line from this point to this point here, extending this here would have been an even nicer trade. It would have been for the simple fact that we've had the impulse down. This is the move back up. We've now retested, stayed below this trend line. The bodies haven't closed above this trend line. So shorts from here would have been nicer and more confirmed to look to play this back down. So that's my current position and the reason that I am in sells. For now, I do think Bitcoin will come down to somewhere within these wick regions shorter term. If we take our Fibonacci, this is a more advanced tool, but just to show you guys what I think is going to happen like this. So here, this is where I think we'll be coming down to this minus 27. And then from these regions, we'll be re-evaluating things. Overall, if Bitcoin has topped out the way that it has, I do like us to come back down even into this 20,000, potentially back into 15,000. Reason being is once we broke out of these big levels and we broke out of this 20,000 region, we never actually retested. So if we take a massive Fibonacci from this low, this being the high, if this stays as the high, we can see how this 61.8 lines up around these previous highs. And if we just bring this down around this level of liquidity where we have these wicks, we can also see the 78.6 sits around these highs as well, which once we actually broke these highs, we never actually retested. So we never had the retest and then to push back up. So Bitcoin at the minute, the more that people are looking to get involved with it, it gives me more of a good sign that it's likely to have a big push down, catch a lot of people off on the wrong side before then continuing the trend to all-time highs. So to show you again how simple the strategy is that I've just shown you is look how we could have caught this insane 300% move trading just this strategy. Let's put our trend line to here. Okay, look, 1, 2, 3, break, pull back, retest, long, an insane move. Again, trading such a simple strategy. That's how you can catch 300% on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin at the minute, we are playing around within this 40 to 30,000 region. We can also see another trend line like this that we are rejecting. So Again, once we can break below this, have a retest. Shorts again, looking to play this back down to 20,000 and then potentially all the way back down to potentially even into this 15,000 region. I think it will be very, very nice. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that very, very simple insight into how to trade Bitcoin and catch the massive, massive moves. If you did like this video and you did like these tools, then backtest it, try it for yourself and see how well it works. Even share it with a friend if you found some sort of value within this video. But also start to build a trading plan based off this simple strategy. Get this down of the counter trend line breaks and retest, build that into your plan, and as you start to advance, you can start to stack it up with other confluences such as support and resistance, trend lines, Fibonacci's, all these different tools. But start off with the very, very basic of using just the trend line breaks and retests, and you can see how well and how profitable this is alone. So number one, back test this. Number two, build it into a trading plan. If you don't have a plan, then you cannot simply trade effectively. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I mentioned, please subscribe, join the family. I'll be doing a lot more YouTube videos in the future, and if you found any value from this, I'd really appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video.